Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. Welcome to the surprise pop-up unproductively freestyle show. We were supposed to record this like last week when we were in our natural state of the initial conversation, but we were too under the influence to finish to even start it on time and properly. So you got us today. Welcome my cousin. Say hi. We're gonna call her Cuzzo because I don't know if you want me to say your name. Nope, that's Cuzzo. So we're gonna address her as such.
I was about to say, like, what's her name?
No,
She's saying
like,
anonymous tonight. Okay, got you.
No, that's Cuzzo. I should have put Sunny. I'm about to change my name to Sunny and Cuzzo. But anywho, we got Willie and we got Dame joining us. So say hi, guys.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
I'm trying to.
Hola, mi nombre es Demon.
You know what, Dame? I'm sick of you.
I'm gonna need you to chill.
Sick of you. No, she about to be. On nonsense. No, let me tell you something. She's about to be like Dame, but just a little bit more kick to her.
You know what, Willie? You got your what up though? It's me, Willie Styles. Sunny got, hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. I gotta have something, okay? Let me be great. Let me be great.
Dame, you already starting off on
the numbers.
No, Cuzzo. I'm darkness 1, you be darkness 2, okay? How about that?
Period. Terrible. All right. So you can go ahead and open the door because of course somebody's showing up at my house now. It's probably one of my siblings. But at any rate, welcome to tonight's show. We got we got random topics that we were talking about. We're gonna share with you guys. You guys can chime in on your behalf for what you believe. And then we got and then we also got different, like, I guess, topics we'll take from the audience as well. But cop some merch. I don't know. Let me put up the brand stuff, or Willie, you gonna do it so I can see the brand
I got you. Yep, all right, I got you. I'm working on it.
Yeah, you already know to catch the Monday shows at 10 p.m. with the whole crew. We're back doing live shows, so catch us there. Also go catch out Hype on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on the YouTube channel. Had a How to Hustle podcast. Then on Wednesday you got the Styles and Chevy recap. Y'all just did Black Panther, right? Or not, I'm sorry, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We just reviewed that. That was a dope conversation. You know, Chevy, she's a goat at this, so she definitely gave.
I'm going this weekend to see it.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
I'm going this weekend to see it so then I can watch the show so I won't be messed up and lost in the sauce. So I want to be able to watch it on my own and then watch the show after so I can get my little 2 cents in and drop my comments down. Right. On Two Fridays a month, you get Sex with Sunny live. Of course, we're here live right now. And then on Sundays, are they still doing every Sunday? So catch the fans' perspective with Dame and Smooth talking about sports. Y'all last show was this weekend too?
No, we didn't do one. I'm not sure what happened. I
think Smooth was dealing with a sick kid. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
I think everybody was down on Monday. We didn't do a show Monday because everybody was down. Now, except for me and Willie, we survived it. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all fell off.
I lost my voice.
You know, these niggas stay sick. I don't know what's up with that.
Exactly. But before we kick the show off, we're gonna kick it off how we've been doing the last couple of weeks that I have done the show. Since it's Friday, I need a drink. Why do you need a drink? So I'm gonna kick it to, let's see how Dame week was. Dame, why you need a drink? And if you are drinking, what are you drinking?
What I'm drinking is some Hennessy, apple Hennessy, and apple juice.
Oh, apple Hennessy, apple juice. All right, Willie, what you got?
That's what's up.
No. Do you need a drink? Have you been stressed out all week? Stuff been going left?
Yes. When I was sick, you know how you get sinus drainage? You're not sick, but you're sick. Yeah. And the drains. Yeah, I lost my voice. I could not talk.
That's so unproductive.
Really, Monday night. I couldn't talk Monday. I was like, oh my God, I want to do a talk show without my voice. Yeah. It's like I'm just gonna be minding things like.
As always, Dame, she's gonna be the same way. She's gonna have a delayed reaction too. Willie, how was your week? And do you need a drink? And if you are drinking, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm not drinking.
Water.
I'm just drinking my Rockstar just because I'm tired. I've had a couple of late nights this week, but definitely had just work, work the usual. I haven't had a chance to go to the gym. I was on my way to the gym when I got your text like, oh, let's do the show, and I'm like,
no, I'm sorry.
oh.
This is so much better. This is so much better, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I haven't been to the gym since Monday, so I've been slacking off on that. And then, what up, though, Jamie? Jamie in the building.
Jamie coming through.
So I had that, and then something else happened this week. I had a personal issue pop up, and that was a little, I won't say stressful. It was just a little, threw things off. So it was just one of those things, So definitely, if I had some Apple Hennessy, if somebody would have invited me to Apple Hennessy, I probably would.
Right? He didn't. Dame all by himself. He out here just being unproductive and not inviting anybody.
Jamie, let us know how your week's been, what you sipping on, or what you smoking on, or whatever you doing, and then let us know how your week is going.
So, Cuzzo, how was your week, and why do you need? Hold on, So, Dame, at the end of this week, we gonna take a shot. But
I gotta go get it.
Go ahead and get your shot while we in the Cuzzo. How was your week? What are you drinking on, or smoking on? She's already lit. It started without me.
I'm smoking that Zaza. Drinking on that Jose Cuervo. But I'm just going to drink because it's Friday. Like, I didn't have a bad week.
That's a great reason to drink.
I didn't have a bad week. Start a little trouble when I get done this. Enjoy this.
She's here for it. She said I'm gonna ruin her life. What she said I'm gonna do? She said I'm gonna I forget what she said to me, but she basically said I'm trying to put on some stuff she ain't never been on. But because our initial conversation was crazy. But I need a drink because y'all know the week been crazy about my son. Thankfully today he switched schools. Today was the first day at the new school. He came home passed out on the ride home. So hopefully he had a good day. They called me. We talked throughout the day, and so far so good. So here's the next week with the full official week being at the new school. So I'm super excited about that. Also, life has been crazy in the last couple of weeks, so I definitely need a drink. And that's all I will say on that point. So I'm drinking. Actually, I have my favorite Smirnoff Ice. We also had a shot of the Jose, and edibles are my drug of choice tonight. So you already know what it is. So let's take our drink. What?
No, can I say something though?
Go ahead.
Another 3-day weekend, so the Join the Conversation group will be flooded with my shenanigans.
Oh, Jamie said week was great. Big college football weekend. Oh yeah.
Go Blue.
I'm sure Dame and them will talk about it. They do a fan's perspective on Sunday. They'll be talking about it. All right, Dame, you got your shot? So, all right, guys, cheers to the weekend. It is hot. It's hot.
Gotta do the Martin. Right. Gotta do the Martin.
Because it's hot. It's been sitting upstairs, so we hadn't been in the refrigerator. It's not good. Hot. But anywho, our topic we were talking about. So last week we were unplugged. Talking about anal sex and butt plugs. We were talking about anal sex and butt plugs. So I enlightened her a little bit. We had one, and I think so. I want to go to the first question you asked me. She asked about what you asked me? Do I like it, or how do you prep for something like that? It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was something like how do you prep?
How do you prep? Like how do you get into that being a norm? Because it's not a norm for me.
It was to be a part of the butt fucking
the stuff that I read.
The stuff that I read. I'm like how you trying to defer. Well, the stuff. Well, from what I heard,
get Dame. He out here acting out of order. No, so let me tell you. So hold on, Dame. Before you go,
I
want to give her my response. So because I had several responses, and it's basically, I know for me, from a point of view, because we talked about size and everything like that, and I was like, I don't, because people get this idea that you can't do that with a large, well-endowed person, and you actually can. I just said it depends. So for my, just off the top, based off of chemistry with the person, and if you guys are already, so it's a difference of, I think we talk about the difference of regular sex and then it turns into anal, or just straight anal, nothing else. So it was like, for me, I basically explained my first experience. It was basically, I had been brought to it by somebody that I was dating. They wanted to try it. I had never tried it. I was a little shook. He was substantially blessed, but it made a difference of him and the excitement level during the actual sexual encounter, and then him being experienced and knowing to be patient, because you can't just, if you've never tried it, my suggestion basically was to do it with somebody that you can trust, that's going to listen to what you're saying and not be going in there like they going into a vagina. It's very different, and you can hurt somebody and or cause issues. So you can't just do that like you did, especially with somebody that's inexperienced. So that's number one, to be able to do it, to initiate it. But I said that sometimes when you're doing you're having regular sex, you can get so excited and ready and hot and ready and wet and excited. So if you're like that, sometimes it trickles back and then it's easier. So you might not need lube. It kind of opens you up. But then you also have some guys that like to put their fingers and miscellaneous stuff. So it depends on the person you're dealing with and what type of comfortability level and where y'all at. If it's somebody that you just trying random, you should be, you could use, if you don't feel comfortable, use KY, and stuff like that. Or they have, and then how to prepare yourself, you clean yourself properly.
Hey, Roddy, how you doing?
Yeah, and you clean yourself properly. Or they have like anal douche, so you can use that to clean yourself out. Some people get what I think colonic to do it. But if you're not really about to do all that, you can, there's different ways that you can make sure that you're ready and you're not going to have an awkward smell or weird stuff going on. So
right. Yeah, I mean, I've never tried it without lube. It's definitely easier to, make the insertion when there's lube involved. It's not really I mean, at least I've never encountered any woman that could handle that without it.
We had that conversation. Now I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Yeah,
because she said that we had a conversation about lube, and I'm like, well, I don't really.
Using a butt plug or using some kind of prep, some kind of a prepping tool is probably best for a lot, especially for women who haven't done it before, or men if you're into that kind of thing. But yeah, when I've done it with women that have, I don't think I've ever been with anybody that hadn't that had done it like a lot, enough to just be ready. So that probably is a thing too. Is the problem too. But yeah, it's definitely, you want to lube up as much as possible. Take it very, very slow. Not rushing into it. Not trying to. And that's the thing, and that's what I had
a big thing.
Years and years ago, before I was married, I had dated this girl, and we tried it, and she was saying that a couple of the guys that she tried to do it with, she didn't even get that far with it. It didn't work out because they were trying to go in too hard, too fast. So it's something. And then, and to Roddy's point, some people just aren't into it. He says anal sex is weird to him. And that's okay, because a lot of people are not into it. A lot of people don't, they definitely either don't get into it because of the aspect of, there may be either poop or a person hasn't cleaned up enough, or, some people like to do like an enema beforehand to be fully prepared. Some people don't need that. I've been with both, so it's definitely up to you what you're comfortable with. You got to have a comfort level, and that actually makes it more easier when each person is comfortable. They understand the assignment. They're not, like I said, the guy isn't going too fast. The girl is more relaxed and ready for that type of insertion. It's something that you definitely have to kind of talk through. Now, I've definitely seen or heard stories of people saying it just kind of happened, right? And versus something that they prepared for, and that's fine too. But so long as you still understand what's needed, what how to proceed with it without, like Sunny said, hurting the person. Because that's definitely something that you can damage a person's body with. The question is, have you ever tried it, or the idea of it is weird? Yes, that question goes to you, Roddy, and anybody else that's watching. Looks like we got several people watching. How do you feel about anal sex, and have you actually tried it? If versus just not liking the idea
of it is problem. But we talked about too. We had a conversation with a male that we both know, and we asked him like, if like some people would approach it, they wouldn't want to do it because it's seen as gay. So are you? Is it weird because you feel like somebody may question your manhood if you like it too much, or like and then we got into the whole nother part of that topic about heterosexual and homosexual situations, but that's how it took a turn for that part. But it got kind of dove in deeper, the feeling gay about doing certain things, and then just is it different because you're doing it with a woman and not a man type of vibe. But like a lot of guys probably feel like you may like, and it's one of the things where you might not want to try it and it just happens and you realize that you like it. It's one of those things that you just don't know. Like I said, we talked about this on Sex with Sunny and the podcast, and I said the first one time, it's something just so innocent. I was having sex with somebody at one point in my time in our life, and he bit me, and I never got bit before, and I was like, who bites people? But like it threw me off because I've never had that happen, and to me that was weird, but I had never tried it, so it was like I might like it. Like, well, what if I ended up liking it? Right. But I never that's why I said people say things are weird. They wouldn't do this, and this, and the third. And like, I'm one of them people. I'm people. I ain't doing this. But then what if shit happens and you just, and whatever goes, it goes down. And you end up like, yo, I really like this shit.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something, just like anything else, right? That if you don't know until you try it for real.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But at the same time, you and then it's in the same mindset. We always say, well, I know I'm not never going to try that.
Yeah.
But some shit, I believe that. Like I'm people, because I'll say, like, as far as peeing and pooping on me, we can't do none of those.
I'm not into that at all.
Ain't no, it just happened. I'm going to jail. Like right. if it happens, this is about to be super different. But like, it's like we say it, and I like I said, I hear myself saying it because it's an oxymoron. How can you say you never want to do something you don't know? I'm saying at the same time, like, I'm just not going to do that shit. Right. These are core things that I'm just not about to do.
Roddy said, I don't know about slow, but no, really going
not slow, but
definitely helps, because especially when you're trying to get started. I mean, once you're in there and
once you're all the way in, it's done.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say done, but it's easier to get a rhythm going, and to feel like it's doable at that point.
Yes,
I think that a lot of people that do jump into it too quick and just we trying to ram, and then stuff happens. It goes sideways. You don't want that. You don't want sideways in a sexual encounter, because people get upset with that. Now the next question was like, if you're not into anal insertion, what about just regular anal play, such as like fingers, licking?
But a lot of people accept that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people accept that. Like, even with like females, usually it's like you're sitting there sleeping with like fucking the dude, and he put a finger in, but you never said that that's what you like. But some guys just automatically do it, and then
even if you sucking his dick, he slide a finger in. So it's like, it's really different. But I do have a question for beginners. What positions would you recommend for a beginner that's starting out having anal sex, that has never done it, and they're like, all right, well, let me try it doggy style, but they're both trying it for the first time?
I think,
is there a position that you would
suggest?
Yeah,
I would say it's kind of like, well, it turns into doggy style eventually. You land on your stomach, toot it up a little bit, and let him get until he gets used to it, and you get used to it, and then in the process of all it going down, you're gonna end up.
So
just like how you would with a pussy, like go on, get in there.
Okay.
And do
so
what
that was
you
my
do.
next question. Like, can you do every position that you would do vaginally?
You can. But it's a trust. It's a trust situation because you got to trust that person is not about to go
ham,
and then really because that area is probably super sensitive, and then you out here bleeding with blood coming out because you didn't out here and did some shit you ain't supposed to be doing.
Unproductive.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dame. Did you have a comment?
Dame, just like I'm just happy to be here.
No, but actually, there's I did a lot of research on this about anything.
Dang, I'm sick of you.
I'm serious. When you have questions or you curious about something, I want to know the benefits, the health factors for all this stuff.
Baby and sex with Sonny. Out of all,
what?
What up?
Out of all the shows for this baby to be on, don't be starting him off wrong. Jasmine, get the baby. He'll hit Dame out here causing the problem.
Josiah's like, yes, okay. Let me explain to you my.
No, but you want to know the health benefits of it and the risk factors of it. About not going back and forth because you can hurt the woman. You're asserting in one. You're asserting in one, then going in the other. You shouldn't go back and forth because you can carry stuff from one place to another.
Mm-hmm.
You know
what's funny to me? You know what's funny to me, and I love him for this. You have Dave who wants to be vague and deflecting, and then you have his wife that slides into the DM like,
yes, that's Dave's wife.
Thank you, sis.
No, because Jazz, he over here like I did research that Dame. Stop! I'm sick of you. Your shit and everything.
Jazz like, yeah, the research worked. So Jazz says lay on your side with a knee up. That's a great position.
Yeah.
Laying on your side, one helps you to relax. It helps you to relieve.
More of a position where you're relaxed because if I'm laying on my side and I know where it's about to go, that angle is like crazy.
No, but that's why I said like that's for me personally. I would say, like I said, I would say for a beginner, you shouldn't just go into anal sex. You should go into it from sex because if you depending on how excited that man makes you, it's going to lubricate you to a different degree. So I would suggest, and this is just me, and maybe I'm just a little bit got a couple sprinkles, but I say doggy style because when you lay doggy style regularly and you're just going for anal, you're opening yourself up way more, right? And if you're excited and you've opened yourself up way more, that's going to be somewhat more open and easy to get into, and it's a straight shot.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm TMIing. Don't slide in my DM.
No. But no, you're right. And the thing is, to both Sonny and Jazz's point, laying down in general, like Sonny said earlier, lay down stomach first, or like Jazz said, lay down on the side. Either way, you're not putting any pressure on your arms, legs, things like that, as well as you'll be a little bit more relaxed. And then to Sonny's point, if you're already sexually charged, your body's going to be a little bit more relaxed as well in terms of your ability to take that insertion. The thing with the doggy style is that it's also like just a easier position to allow the insertion because sometimes when you're laying on your side, it could close in more, but that's why Jazz mentioned the knee up because then that opens it up a little bit more.
It gets like an opening a little more. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Now another position that could help is laying on your back, but then you do have to have your legs all the way up,
yeah,
towards your chest or on your chest, and then
names like that.
And then it does present a little bit of a challenge to the guy because most women, at least from what I've seen, the anal opening will be more down. When you're laying on your back, so he has to insert up instead of when you're on your knees or on your stomach, he can just go straight down.
Yeah.
Now what help with that is
I've never done it.
A warm bath before you're trying anal sex.
always
warm
do, and
bath.
then you make sure you plug in, and then I'm sorry.
A warm bath will help out. It will loosen the muscles. It will make you more relaxed for insertion of said penis. So
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a good one, and like nice warm bath will relax you too, and it's also it'll relax you. Period. So you'll go right into do whatever you want, because if you touch me, I might be like,
and,
ah.
Right.
and
Now,
the more sexually charged you are, the more you might get more turned on for it. You might ease into the
mhm.
insertion too.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good point. Very good point. And then the thing too is in terms of what position your opening is, but there's also it's basically the canal before you actually get fully inserted.
that
That
part.
that could be different on you versus somebody else that he's been with. So that's another reason you have to take it slow, because just because he went straight in like this with one woman doesn't
You're
mean
gonna do
that
the same for
another
you.
woman may be
Yeah,
a little bit more up or a little bit more down.
it's the same way with
Between your
with the
body, the
vagina.
way your
Yeah,
body is structured and the way your pelvis is structured, that opening could be different directions or different angles, and it may be a little bit more challenging or a little less challenging depending on how you're structured versus someone else.
Now
Speaking
I had a
on that,
question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
is that what creates a curve in some men?
No.
no, they already
I
curved.
heard that.
No, but most of them be already curved. They
Yeah, no, I
No.
mean, if you get some kind of penile damage, that can create a curve. But having sex doesn't create the curve in your dick. Nope,
No.
it's just like that. It's just that's how it is.
yeah.
Now I was going to ask you about what you said about some women being differently after the canal. It turns and curves or just go straight in. Can childbirth affect that as well or no? I don't know.
I don't think it could
Statistically,
affect your
I don't
ass
think childbirth. No, at least not the anal.
anally.
The anal. Yeah, no.
well, you
Your now
Because
the
in the other
vaginal
same people
possibly
do want
because
to try have kids.
because of intense stretching from or tearing and things like that. That could probably affect the comfort level and the sizing and things like that. But in terms of the anal, no, I don't think so. I at least not how I can't imagine. I can't imagine it.
but it's pretty close because it's
Well,
going.
no, okay, no. To the point of if she's pregnant, that could affect it, yes, because any change in the pelvic structure in the pelvic region will cause shifts in those orifices. So if she is pregnant at that time, then yes, that'll change how the canals are shaped and the angles that they are in. So that definitely will happen. Yes.
Yeah. So what was our next? We talked about butt plugs.
Hmm.
You can hurt yourself with a butt plug. You just got that. Definitely, you need to leave. You definitely should be using lube, and then the plugs come in different sizes. So you get the small,
You
and
should
you get
be
the medium, and then you get the bigger one, which is thicker.
you should be careful whatever you put in there
Yeah,
after
because
because
that's
it's
a
so
very sensitive area.
it like make sure like if you want to
And
try
you take
something like
care
that,
of doing that.
make sure your hands are nice and trimmed, no sharp edges, your fingers. I mean, that's one bad. Cause I have a friend who had a bad experience trying this with her ex boyfriend. She had to actually ask me to take her to the hospital because her and her
Mm,
boyfriend tried anal, and she could have died
mm.
because they was trying to go wild and for the first time, and she had a tear.
Yeah, and that's in a very sensitive area. That's why I said like you have to know your partner, and then like at the same time the level of comfortability you are with them. That's why it's the same way I say about blowing the ass. Do it responsibly. You can't do it to everybody. You should just be picking who you're doing it with, and not everybody. Only because you got to trust that person. Y'all got to have that trust that y'all feel. And this I say do it with somebody you're super comfortable with sexually.
Indeed.
Because then it opens up if you do that well. They want to try something. You're gonna want to try what they want to try because they, reciprocation.
Right. Yeah, it was something else I was going to mention. Oh, I'm sorry, Dame. I was in the middle of having a cough. I don't know if you were telling them the story about the person that had the butt plug stuck in them.
Mm.
Okay, no, you want to tell them now? Okay, yeah.
You
So
had a butt plug stuck in them. That's terrible.
yeah, I saw someone on, it was either TikTok or Instagram Reels do a story time about using a butt plug that was too small. So you definitely want to make sure that what you're using, even if you're afraid of starting, and you're like, okay, I'm going to get started with a butt plug, make sure it's the right size. Because this woman said that she had just wanted to get started, so she decided to try a butt plug and see how that felt first. She put a smaller one in, but she said she thought it was big enough, but she said she put one, it was kind of small. She put it in, and I don't know what she did, but at some point it sucked into her, the whole thing.
She must have got excited.
Yeah, and then it ended up lodged inside of her to the point that she was close to going to the hospital to have it removed at the hospital. Luckily, her boyfriend was able to pull it out, but
that has been an amazing sight. Like, come here, baby. Let me just...
Yeah,
I can imagine. I don't know why it's funny as hell, but like, I really like to know what she was doing, because unless your ass is wide open, I don't know how it can come in.
But what kind of return policy Lover Lane's got for that? It doesn't fit.
I feel like this, like it's been like, so for me, I'm a weird person when in that realm, because I'll do the plugs, not necessarily, I'll randomly do them, but not often with the person I'm doing having sex with. I randomly put them in while during, right?
Right.
But I like to do it to see how long I can tolerate it.
Okay.
Like put a plug in and then see how long I can tolerate it before.
So you're just walking around during the day with the butt plug in like that? Okay, yeah. And that's what I'm assuming she must have done.
Yeah, but like not even like a whole day. But I'm just saying, like, seeing.
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
See how long I can tolerate it.
Yeah,
and then like,
and a lot of people do that, and some people will wear one throughout the day, like the whole day.
You got stuff like maybe. See, this is why I say you got to have fun with your partner. This is about whoever I end up with gonna love me, but like you have to basically be like, all right, so if you do, so say me and Willie kicking it, right? And we on some, we there with it. So I'm like, he like, all right, I bet you want to wear a butt plug and work all day. And I'm like, nah. So like some shit like that. So I was like, all right, challenge accepted. Let's see how we can do it. So it's like a thing.
Right.
Or you got people that just want to do it for themselves to see how long they can tolerate it. Only because like if you have somebody that likes to have marathon sex, you need to be, well, not need to be, you can at least try to be on their level.
In my butthole all day.
Well, not all day.
I don't even like wearing
it in all day.
all day.
No, I hate thongs. I truly hate them things. When I have to wear them, it fucking sucks because I hate it. If I could choose between thong and no draws, I'll take no draws any day, because whoever made a thong needs to go find himself and shoot himself, because that's almost worse than a bra. It is.
But there's, with it, like again, everybody's different. There's women that actually love thongs over regular panties, or I'm assuming that they would probably be okay with nude under, but there's a lot of women that love thongs. There's women that wear butt plugs all day. There's
not for like y'all judging me. I never say all day. Hold on, let me
8-hour shift Monday to Friday. No. I will have an ass.
Hey, some people are just different. Some people are just different.
I might do it on my roads. I'll be like trying to try shit and see how long.
Right.
And almost lose my life just because I want to see.
Rose is off the hook.
Oh, we talked about that. We had a review on that, Rose. You should have been there for that. I'm gonna send you the link. So anybody got any other questions related to anal sex? I think we covered it.
I'm gonna cut out here because I gotta go be a productive parent.
Yeah, because you had your baby during Sex and Sunday. Like, what are you?
He can't hear anything.
My baby around. My grandbaby had to leave because I felt weird talking about it while she was here. And she's a couple days old.
The baby's like 8 days old. She's talking about she's worried about that.
This is inappropriate. Take her
he can't hear anything. I got headphones in, so I'm good.
I just feel like it's in my body. I'm like, this is the kid in here. I can't say he might, because I'm. No.
He might repeat it.
He might say something.
What you say about the butt plug, Daddy?
Right. Exactly. That'll be his son asking about the butt plugs.
What is the lube?
How do you like to take it inside past the additional wall?
Where's the lube?
Right. Oh my goodness. So, what was the next question, Sonny?
I don't know. I said, anybody else had any questions about anybody else had any other questions that we could answer related to anal sex or butt plugs or any toys in general? I'm here for it. I'm
going to go back to this question. You said, what about anal play? Definitely, I highly recommend, especially if you're if a girl is down.
Sucking dick and then getting anal.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm trying to read. I'm trying to understand when you said oral to anal. I was asking if that means sloppy toppy and then anal.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Whatever you want to do.
But then that may lubricate yourself if you're giving sloppy toppies.
Right.
Sex, and then you jump in the anal. You're
the oral to anal. Oh, I meant like like tossing salads and eating the butt. And then
almost like toss my salad and then.
But yeah,
I wonder if Styles.
But yeah, I always highly recommend because it's
hey Willie, did you hear her?
No,
he's actively ignoring you. She said she wondered if Willie got his salad tossed.
I have.
How'd that feel?
I had a woman do it for me.
You wanted her, or she just did it?
She just did it.
How did you feel? Did you not know? Like, were you in the process like what? Oh,
it was one of those it just happen kind of things. It was just one of those it just happen kind of things. So it felt good. I just
Man, question after that, like, so y'all eating every nigga's ass or just mine?
What were you in when this happened?
I was basically I was like standing up.
Oh, so she got on her knees.
Yeah, she was on her knees. She was on her knees up under me. Yeah.
Oh shit! Willie pop looking down like, yeah, bitch, go on. That's what type of mood I be. I be like, listen, sir, you want to do what? Here for it, nah. But
the thumb in the butt, bro. That right there. I mean, I've never heard anybody say that didn't work for them.
Listen, it's just like a butt plug. If you're gonna put a butt plug in, you can get a thumb in your butt. Some guys like to put 2 fingers in your butt. They'll be like, not even a thumb. It's like, sir, like I've had my dad, and it caught me off guard because I'm like, expecting a thumb.
Hopefully it went from 1 to 2 and not just 2 straight up. That's just that's murder.
Yeah, they be doing that, trying to get you ready. So I say butt plugs anonymous. Use that.
Yeah, that's a way. That's definitely a way. But like I said, hopefully it went from 1 to 2. Take a slow, take a slow, homeboys. Take a slow.
Have you tried that anal ease stuff?
So So I don't think I ever used lube during anal sex, but one time I did use when it's kind of considered lube, but not really Vaseline. It was like one of those days where I wasn't all the way where I needed to be. Like it was random, and we didn't want to have regular sex, so it was like, yo, you did tag. Send this is what we're gonna use, and it made it so much because it was like an unproductive day, like sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Like I'm doing what I gotta do. You just train me, call me, we arrange something. It was like, hey, let's go down. Like there was no foreplay or nothing. It's just like straight. Like we about to do this, and it was like, oh, I grabbed the Vaseline, and that's how we did it. But like it's per se, like
you did it with Vaseline.
Yeah,
you crazy.
No, but the anal E is supposed to numb it.
It's supposed to numb it and open it up. Yeah.
I don't know. But they have it.
I would feel weird if my butthole was numb.
But I want to
know.
Yeah, I
mean, I would think that would be weird.
Because I don't know if it's just the outside that gets numb or is it the inside.
But then the inside is numb.
It would be wherever you put the lube or not the lube, but the anal ease cream in. It will be wherever it touches. So that means literally, if it touches your vagina going to be numb. It's gonna be numb.
I don't want a numb ass or vagina, so I can't be a part of any of that.
But then that would numb him, so he's not knowing how hard he's going.
You're not knowing how hard he's going, and he can rip something, and your ass is bleeding. It's not lubrication for nothing.
Hopefully you wait until it's not making everything like that.
It's a whole murder scene. Like what happened?
Once it's rubbed into you enough, it's
a show called that. The show called Sex Sends Me to the ER. But imagine you we're not realizing what the damage is done. You're waking up to a fucking crime scene. And what happened? Your ass died that day.
Laying next to a bunch of shit.
shit and blood. No.
So yeah.
I don't know. We're retarded. But we're gonna wrap the show here. Unless y'all got something to go on behind us. No, we out here. We out. All right. So
actually, it was something that didn't we just have a question on the group about sex, or maybe it was a different group I was looking at?
I don't know. Did I post something? I know I posted. Oh no, I posted.
And folks that are watching, definitely feel free to ask us any questions that you want, or throw us any topics you want us to discuss. So one thing that just popped up recently, and I guess just basically discuss this is, have you guys seen the video about the DR trips and the girls asking the question of why are so many guys going on these trips to the DR, and one of the answers, the guy said that he felt like the women were, he said he called it less of a headache, that they were easier to deal with and all this kind of stuff. Have you guys seen that, or have you heard anything like that? And it's not only DR. I think it's multiple places in Latin America and South America, such as Brazil. What's the other one that's popular? There's a few places, and there's this whole thing of guys going down there. And actually, I saw a special a few years ago about men moving to those countries,
not date us regular folk,
and marrying women in those countries. What do you guys think about that?
Bye.
They say they more so gravitate to women that are submissive. Now, American women don't have a problem with being submissive if you lead properly.
There's a lot of people that can't lead. There's a lot of men that can't lead.
Yeah, like, you want me to do everything under the sun to you and for you, but what are you doing for me to do this? I'm not even turned on. So what are we doing? So you can go over there, because that's how they're raised. They're raised to submit to their men. They're raised to bow down. So it's like, it's a weakness in my mind about men, because it's like, why do you have to go to another country when you can just do what you got to do to the women that are here?
But it's the same thing. Like, some men feel emasculated by strong women. Yeah. So if you get somebody that's and that's why I say, like, I know I've dated two guys in my entire life that told me that they couldn't offer me anything, because you got this, you've done this, and you don't need. And it's like, listen, I don't need you to take care of me. If you do, that's totally fine. But I don't need you to take care of me. But I'm also not making you feel like I don't need you to take care of me. I'm okay with whatever. If I'm still around you, whatever you're providing for me, I'm still there. And it has less to do with you taking care of me and feeling the obligation to be the sole person that is responsible for me. I'm grown as hell. I can take care of myself. If you fall short, I can cover the order. In the same way, if I fall short, you should be able to cover the order. That's where we at with it. But some men like to be needed. Period.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't need them to pay your bills so you can survive, if you don't need them to give you money so you can survive a day, or if you don't need them to do certain things that you can also do yourself, but you just feel like you can't do it, so you need them to do it for you, and because they accepted that role, and now you meet me, and Sonny is like, I'll take out the garbage, but you used to taking out the garbage for Keisha. Right. But Sonny got it, so I'm not. You can say, hey, babe, I got that. But because I'm used to being on my own, I would automatically go to do it. I'm not. And then some guys make you feel like you get the guys that don't want you to work, don't want you to do anything for yourself. And then when y'all break up, I made her so-and-so. So if you put me on to some shit and help me get to where I needed to go, you feel like you made me. Right. So it's one of those things. Or you get the people that really take care of you but abuse you. Right. Like, or you get the people that will say, I want a girl to need me, but she'll go there because she don't want it for my money. But that's all you presented to her. That's all you bring to the table. Because you can take care of her financially. That's, you set the tone. So that's where she at with it. So when you meet somebody that doesn't, that is got the same drive as you, you might feel a little intimidated by it. So where, like you said, we're not submissive. A lot of us were raised by women that we never saw be submissive to a man because the man wasn't reliable enough for her to be submissive. So those type of women are raising us. Mm-hmm. And if the recycle repeats itself, it raises us, but then it's like a catch-22 because this is why we need a stronger father figure. So that way you can have a man that's okay with the woman that can do for herself, but he still feel like a man in the situation. And it's not because, and I'm saying this about women that don't make men feel like they just like, I don't need you.
Right.
Yeah. So one of the arguments that I saw was a guy mentioned that he felt that there's women who are saying they want a man that can lead, or saying that they want a man who they can submit to. However, they are the type of women that are so headstrong or so independent that they don't know how to be led, that they don't know how to submit, that they don't understand what it means to defer. And I kind of liked how he said it, because I've heard this argument in the past, and I didn't like the argument, because I was like, well, that's being counterproductive in that way. But the way he put it, he said it's the deference, and that I can agree with. There's people who don't know how to defer to their man, and it's the question or the problem of, do you know how to take a step back, even though you can do it, even though you can handle it, even though
Somebody asked me that though.
And even if you don't think that the man is stepping up immediately, if you say, you know what, I'm putting the ball in your court, and you take that step back, then let that man be a man. That's my favorite thing, is let that man be a man. Because if you can't let that man be a man, he won't be.
That's true. But they present a representative also. I was always told there's a difference between a man in your house and a man of your house. So if you're just a man in my house, and you want me to do all of this stuff, but you ain't even bringing nothing, not even a table, but you want me to do all of this stuff as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, what am I getting in return?
That's what and it's funny, because you always get the guys that say, are you wife material? Are you husband material?
Yeah.
Sir, because you out here doing this. That's the thing, like to what she said, is like, I had somebody say that to me in a conversation, and they were like, this is like a year after I bought my house, and they was like, you out here single, blah 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 blah, boop bop bop. So how would you, like, what would life look like for you if you, because you did this all by yourself, right?
Right.
So now you bring somebody in. So say if you, and a lot of women that are, I want to say high, a lot of women that are well off without having somebody to help assist her in the process. It's hard for us to, and it's crazy. So you said, will you allow yourself to defer? I had people say, well, like with my son, about when his dad was present and doing what he needed to do. It was like, well, are you going to let, like, because I more likely started planning the party without him, and he like, hey, I'm here. And like, because I was so used to the other child's father not being there, that I just like, oh, I got it, so I'm not even going to ask you. Right. And he always had a problem, like, why don't you say you need? Why? And there's people that I date that for a long time, I was one of the females that said that nigga never took care of me. He never paid my bills. I ain't asking for no rent money. I ain't asking for no help on the bills. Like, I never asked this man for none of his money.
Right.
And I was okay with saying that. Right. And it's like, at the same time, you shouldn't watch me struggle. But at the same time, if I was struggling, you wouldn't know, because I'm not going to take anything from you.
And that's the thing I was just about to say is I've heard people say, oh, you watched me struggle. When did you show that you were struggling? When did you give that information out? When did you allow that person to see behind that closed wall that you put up? When did you even, because that's the thing. It's all about perception. My perception is you got it all handled, or my perception is you are doing things in such a way, and it could be, and I think it's experience, because I know for a fact that when I was younger, if I saw, or if I didn't see struggle, or if I didn't see certain things, I just kept it moving, because I'm assuming you got it, or I'm assuming it's taken care of, or I'm assuming there's nothing I have to do. What I've learned over the years is that women are usually not going to allow you to see that. Women are not going to usually allow you to see them struggle. They're not going to allow themselves to be down. They're not going to allow themselves to fall. And so you have to take the initiative to either push past that wall or that barrier, or you have to do things preemptively. You got to be ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I did learn. That's what I learned in my marriage, was that, I couldn't wait for her to ask. I needed to see what needed to be done ahead of time, and then take care of it. Other than that, being behind the ball, having to wait for her to ask, she's already frustrated. She's already ready to either give up or do it herself. That was the thing. My ex-wife was very, very independent, very like I'll do it. I can do it all by myself kind of person. And so what I learned was like, okay, if I see something coming or if I see a problem, fix it or mention it or talk to her about it. Because other than that, by the time she mentions it to me, it's already a problem.
Yeah.
It's
But
already
then some guys
problematic.
make you feel like you, and this is why you got to pick who you dating. Like Tan said, that man wouldn't even be in my phone, let alone my house. And it's how we were raised. Like I said, I was comfortable with that level of not needing somebody for that, and never having to say my man or obligate him to pay any bills. Right? I was comfortable with saying that, and I was comfortable with dating men that were okay with that. Like not even that I'm struggling. It's just like, babe, I got this. Like something like that. Like you, like I'ma just, something. And it's funny too, because I think about it too. Like gifts were a big thing. Like holidays, there was nothing.
Right.
I would be giving all day, birthdays, holidays, everything.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to what Tan said. It's like you have to and to push and expand on what Tan is saying is that the thing is you have to be selective and you have to be discerning in the type of man that you're dealing with. If you see that pattern or if you see those attributes and those traits and you know that you're mature enough to understand what you want from the man or what you want him to be doing, then you have to say, you know what, this isn't for me. Oh, he got good dick or he got he takes me out to nice places when he does do it, or he, whatever the case may be, like, okay, yeah, that's all great, fine and dandy. But if you're like, you know what, all the rest of these other 6 things frustrates me because he's not giving or he's not, helping or he's not seeing, helping me fix issues when I bring them up, XYZ, you have to understand what your needs are and not just these superficial things that may be attracting you to that person. Like, oh, he's sexy, he's cute, blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, but that's not getting things fixed around the house, or that's not getting things taken care of in your relationship, or that's what I mean. If there's other things you have to be discerning about, so then that way you get that total package that you want.
That part.
That's true. But there's a catch-22 to that also. You have the person that, some people do follow the laws of not moving in until you get married. Now you're showing me a representative this whole time. You're taking me out to eat. You're getting my car fixed or oil changed when I need it. But then as soon as you get married, you moving in with this person. Now you're seeing a whole nother side of them. Yeah. Whether you don't clean the way I do. It's a lot of things that play a factor in that. So yeah. I respect the comment, but it's like you don't know that man fully until you really fully in. And that's coming from somebody that was married, that is married.
It wasn't even. I'm about to be real. Keep it a buck. Tan. It wasn't even all that. But I'm just saying, I was. For me, like I said, it was one of those things where I don't need a man. That was that point where I had to prove I don't need a man to you. I don't need you for shit. And like I made you feel like I didn't need you. That was back in that younger era when I was at that point where it made you feel like I don't need you. And it's like, understand I'm demasculating this man at the same time, but at the same time, I'm over here being dumb.
Right.
Because he not obligated to do not a motherfucking thing because I'm already coming through. I got this by myself. I don't need you. Type of thing. So it's like you get to that point, you got to catch it. Like I said it proudly like it was a badge of honor, and it was stupid and unproductive.
Yeah. Just for anybody listening on audio only, Tan said good deed will help you forget about the gifts for a little while.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also to her point, or to her other comment, Tan said, I'm so happy to hand off the ball when we were talking about, allowing a man to be a man. But I want to go back to the comment Cuzzo made earlier in terms of the being able to submit to that person. I mean, I kind of touched on it a little bit already, but one thing I was thinking about was, there's men that want these women who are submissive or that, they say is not a headache, quote unquote, not a headache, or they say it's easier to deal with. A lot of them are so stuck on I have to do all these things to get a woman versus understanding that sometimes it's just about working with somebody else. And sometimes it's about being able to say, okay, you know, you may be independent now, or you may be what's the word you know, you may not defer to that man up front, because there's trust issues too, right? You know, not everybody's going to defer to somebody else day one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 10 maybe, but not a lot of people, because the thing is that if you don't know how that person's going to handle certain things, or if you're unsure if they're just giving you a representative, and I'm glad you used that word, you know, because a lot of people give you a representative up front. You know, we come across one way today and another way tomorrow, and you know, and the more people experience those kind of basically those headaches or those disappointments, the less likely they are to initially give up that independence. So, you know, being able to work with that person and break down those walls, you know, that's my thing. It's like if I'm seeing a woman has a wall up, and you know she's not allowing me to do certain things or to be a certain way, then you know I give her time. You know, I give her time, and I just show her. Actions speak way louder than words, and that's another thing. A lot of guys, especially young guys, I can't say just young guys.
Young guys.
I know a lot of old guys who don't get this.
The old men that just still ain't got their fucking lives together.
Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, it's a lot of old guys who don't get this either. Is that you know, it takes time and patience to just, you know, I'm sorry, take time. I already said that. The actions speak louder than words. You can say all you want, but what you're saying versus what that person is hearing is you know, night and day, because they could be looking at you like you can talk all you want, but if you aren't showing me, if you aren't proving it, then what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will either just lie to you, or they may say one thing and then just never come through. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to break those walls down when you're showing. You know, Tan says as long as we grow and recognize it, and different things are unique to each situation. So I get it. A lot of people give the representative. Exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a good one. I think that was a good way to end the show right there. Talking about some stuff.
For sure. Well, you want to go ahead and tell them where to find you?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her when to find me. She don't want to be found because I don't want to be found. But y'all can find me at I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, my blog, which I have not posted recently. I'm Reservedly Me.
And make sure y'all get with Dame here at the drop off earlier at Another Level Up on IG, Shinlo on Shinlo21 on Twitch, and Shinlo21 on Xbox. So make sure y'all check him out. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Find me over on GamingWithStyles.com. Playing video games, StylesRadio.com for all the hot tracks. I just bumped up the posting because I just realized I had like 2 months of postings still in the queue, so I just bumped it up. So instead of 6 posts a day, you're going to get 15 posts a day. So make sure you get over there.
Out there lit. Okay.
Oh yeah. I had 143 items sitting in my queue. So make sure you guys go check it out. There's tons of new music, tons of new videos to go check out on StylesRadio.com, WillieStyles.info for all my links. Been a great show. Sunny, anything else before we pop?
No, I'm good. I'm about to kick back and listen before Zay get home.
All right, for sure. Everybody have a great night. Thanks again, Tan. Thanks again, Jazz. Thanks again, Jamie and Rodney. Appreciate y'all.
In the comment section.
In a minute.